Hello and welcome! If there is one thing I love when designing and building an army, it is a variety of models. To the point, if one box can only make a single unit with very few little bits left over, I'm going to actually probably pass that box. Unless it's in a CP box, and yeah, I'll get it because I'm getting a CP box. But yeah, literally, if I can only do very little with a box, it rarely interests me. I mean, it has to be an absolute must for me to get that box. And now, with faction keywords allowing for some really diverse and interesting armies, such as, Chaos, Imperium, Eldari, Tyrannid, etc., here's what I would believe hope are 5 tips to making your Soupy, Crusade, Hive, Raiding, Cadre, Tomb World. Now, first things first, you need to pick your primary force. This is one of those, it seems a bit obvious, but your primary force is going to be your biggest force, and it's going to be the most tactically diverse. And points-wise, I personally aim for a third of my total Crusade. This would also need to be the army that is the one that is your favourite. You're going to have to prefer this one over all others. You don't want to get bored painting the main force and just give up. But that doesn't mean you can't change it in the future either. It means you know, like if you're doing Tyrannid and you're thinking, I know I'm going to do Nidzilla as my main force, and you can, I kind of don't like this. I want to do more Gaunts, or I want to make Genestealer Colts my main. You can change it up. This is your force. Now, then you've got your auxiliary and tertiary forces. This is your second tip. And I would also make these about a third each as well. With my Crusade force, which I'm doing at the moment, I'm going with my primary being Dark Angels. My 2 tertiary forces are Deathwatch and Grey Knights. I have 4 auxiliary Imperial Knights, Imperial Guards. This is about 1 Adeptus Custodes. I also have a supplementary auxiliary of Blood Angels. As you can see, I also have Inquisitors and Assassins. As you can see, I went 1, 2, 4 plus 1. So it gives me a little bit of wiggle room to who I wish to take and who to drop when the need calls for it. There's also, I know is it the other way of including the auxiliary and being the smaller amount of forces. I like to say my auxiliary is half protective, to be Imperial Guard to evacuate, Sister Battle to heal, and half offensive, obviously with the Custodes and the Imperial Knights bringing the heavy firepower. Should the 3 Space Marine chapters that I'm using need the help? Well, with Space Marine chapters, they shouldn't need the help. Anyway, next you have to create a theme for your force or a narrative. So, again, using mine as being the only sensible thing I can do, my theme is reclamation, going back to reclaiming human worlds. So we have Inquisition to do the detective work, finding out why it failed to be orders to terminate the cause, be it Xenos, Demons, or traitor. The Dark Angels are to make sure no one knew it ever happened, because they're really good at keeping secrets. And there are many ways you can make a theme for your army. Let's say Orcs, you could add an Armageddon-sized war, giving the chance to use all the clans. An eradication force for your Necrons, taking back what the Fleshies took from you. And there's many more. I mean, I'm also doing a small Chaos force as well, a Black Legion, just because, counter, and the theme for that one is the exact counter to my Reclamation force. So, also with a theme will actually bring focus to your force, because you are talking about a big army here, a massive army. So having a theme or a narrative to drive it gives a nice bit of focus which you can aim for. Now we go to, you got to make each detachment tactically versatile as possible while being focused on a particular tactic at the same time. This is probably more difficult of things to do. I mean, except with the Imperial Guard, because you can still do lots of troops. And still make it a heavy support side, because obviously you can give them all tanks. So you can make an armored, which I'm doing armored fist on this one. So I got lots of tanks, but I still can have a lot of troop choices and make it diverse, because I can just contain it all tanks. And so with your primary being the most diverse, you have a nice selection of troops, fast attack, elite, and heavy support, and flyers. Each other detachment should focus on one of those aspects. So let's take my Blood Angels for example. They're absolutely built with speed in mind, so I combine 2 elements of fast attack and elite with Death Company and Sanguinary Guard, with 20 Death Company and 10 Sanguinary Guard. So they're good at melee. Okay, we can't capture objectives, and I am using Tactical Marines just for, objective capturing. But yeah, and that's half of that is Tactical Marines. So we got 30 Sanguinary Guard, I only got 15 Tactical Marines, 5 squads of 3, and they are literally there just to capture Marines, while the whole force is there dedicated to speed. But also this income does mean there's a lot of infantry, so we've got a nice bit of troop choice there as well. I mean, yeah, it is mostly elite, but yeah, it being all infantry models with no bikes, no land speeders, it also covers the troop part of it as well. Also, just to, like I said, this is dedicated, I have to cover things like heavy support. So I have a Predator and a Razorback with last cannons. There's a bit of heavy support there. 2 Dreads, 1 Furiosa and 1 Death Company. Once again, we've got a nice heavy support and we've got a nice melee there. And a fast melee too, because he has his grappling hooks. So what I tried was giving it a nice balance of range and close combat. So, and finally, plan your purchases. I know the feeling. You've got the money. You want to buy all the models you want to do this. Yeah, but this can lead to something called choice fatigue. Choice fatigue is when you have too much and it kind of tires your mind to pick something. Like when you see the rich people, remember like Steve Jobs always had his polo neck. There was a reason for that. Because if he didn't have to choose his clothes, he didn't have that extra bit of fatigue in his mind. And you'll see this with a lot of famous, the big billionaires. You'll see they tend to wear the same things. And this is why. It does literally minimize a lot. So, again, like when you have a large game collection and you have nothing to play, the same principle applies here. Don't have so many models you feel kind of tired when you need to pick something to paint or build, leading to that pile of shame. Choose the force you're going to buy for the month prior. So let's say I wanted to add something to my Steps to Custodes. I will be not getting it this month, I will be getting it next month, so I would have planned ahead what I'd be doing. Well, I'm not doing that, but that's just an example. And what you need for the force. Don't just go, I want some Adeptus Custodes, so I'll just get some. Say, wait, what do I need for my Adeptus Custodes? Mine now has Guardians, Wardens, and Veritas Predator. I have a Shield Captain and a Felix Praetor. What do I need? I need a Land Raider. There you go. That would just be what I did. I said, I need a Land Raider. That goes to my Adeptus Custodes. There you go. And you also see this building up your army nicely as well. And again, but my next purchase, 5 purchases once a month, are of each individual Space Marine Combat Patrol box, or for the Dark Angels. So, like I said, this will give me a month to build the box and paint the box. Before I have the next one. So, it'll be nicely built up. And also this way, it's something I find quite interesting, and something I like, is that you actually kind of see your army taking shape nicely. It's not erratic. It's not suddenly poof, poof, poof. It's like, you can see it building up. And yeah, basically, so far, I have my Death Watch fully built. I only need to paint my Corvus Blackstar. My Dark Angels in here, because again, a lot of my stuff's in the office. It's starting to look nice with a squad painted. Same with my Adeptus Custodes. Most of my Grey Knights are painted because I got the last battle box with the 1,000 Suns, so I had to build and paint them. But yeah, and you can see your army building up nicely. You can see it nicely do as it does. Sorry, that was my phone going off. I thought I put it on silent. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. It's a bit of a longer video than usual. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you find it a little bit more informative than my usual ones, and I hope you get something out of this. As always, as usual, the link to Element Games should you want to save up to 25% down below. And coming up to Christmas, I'm shooting my wares, comic t-shirts down below. New t-shirt on Monday. Today, which I forgot to put up. Gosh darn it. That will be up tomorrow. There'll be a new t-shirt up tomorrow with the next video. And all have a great day. Enjoy your hobby no matter what you do. What are your ideas for Crusade forces? Let's see what you're doing. What forces you're doing down below. I know some of you guys, which have told me. And I'm really happy to hear what else you're doing. See you all soon. Check out my Instagram if you want to see more of my art painting. Actually, I'll link that link down below as well. Thank you very much. Have a great day.